Hugo, well played. Another goal for you. I guess most importantly, another win for the team. But does it almost feel a bit of a relief as you stand there now, just because the last part of the match was crazy?
Yeah, it was a tough game. We knew 2-0. I think the game was on our ends, and again, we just put us on difficulties. But that's also been a good team to not concede when you at 2-1. So I think we kept the result, and that's a good thing. And we have to keep going. It's gonna be a long way to be confident and to go through each games and win.
Yeah, is it almost strange how football goes? You're 2-0 up against 10 men, you seem in complete control, and then the minute they score, I guess the crowd comes into it and suddenly everything just seems harder for you.
That's part of football, like the fans of the Spurs been unbelievable today. I think they pushed them really hard, so obviously it was a bit difficult for us, but we have our fans also. They've been great today. They pushed us, and we kept the result.
Yeah, and do you think with each win, maybe we'll see less of what we saw in the last 10 minutes where it gets difficult? Because after a bad run, I guess when you have a bad match.
Yeah, obviously, like when they score, we saw that they was pushing, and it was very difficult for us. But I think we had the control of the game. If we take like the totality of the game, we had the control, so we deserve to win today, and that's what we did.
They did, and that is the most important thing. 5 goals in his last 3 Premier League games. Righty, talk us through his goal. Worth mentioning that Vert's got the assist, his first Premier League assist.
Yeah, Isak.
Isak, let's have a look at Isak.
Isak, well, this is what he's capable of. Obviously poor play for him to take the chance there. It's unfortunate what's happened to him because he's obviously done something to his knee, but this is what you saw when Mike tried to go over the top, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he did have a simple ball, didn't he? He
Yeah.
could have played safe. I mean, we were looking at half-time how safe Tottenham were playing. That might have been a desperate ball, but he decided to go for it, and it didn't come off. And then, of course, once you make a mistake as a defender or any player, you want to rectify it. You start running around chasing the ball, and maybe he could have done a bit better there. But from a Liverpool point of view, weight of tiny little things make such a difference. Wirtz, people might be thinking he's having quiet games, but he just does so many little things that just, if you know, it just takes your breath away. But this is the one bad thing that's come from that goal.
So disappointing.
He shoots and plants, and then obviously Van der Ven collides into him. But it's his shooting leg, his left foot, or his left knee that is the one that's injured there. So fingers crossed it's not a bad one.
Yeah, we wish him all the best. We hope we see him back on the pitch soon. Let's talk about now Ekitike's goal. It's number 8 of the season for him in the Premier League. He is shining.
It's a brilliant start to the Liverpool, his Liverpool career. He's hit the ground running, but this is a great goal. He gets a bit of fortune with the deflection, which keeps it in the air for a bit longer. That gives him, he's pushed him in the back. It's not, he's just got up early and he's on the way down, and that's where the arms will go. Now, on the way down, it looks like he's got his arms on him and he's doing something, but it's not. It's a brilliant bit of football from him, simply because he's gone early, now he's on the way down, and then obviously if you're Romero and you feel any touch on your back, you're going to go down.
Yeah. It's a great point, right, he makes about him coming down. Now, if he was on his own in the box there with no defender, he wouldn't time his jump like that. He would time it, he'd meet it when it's at its highest point. But when you've got a defender in front of you, if you do that, then he's in front of you, he's going to win it. So the only way is to go a little bit early, and then you're higher, and then as you're coming down, now the positive is that you do that. You're above and power, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're trying to head it, but you're losing power as you're falling down. And the only way you can then, therefore, score when you're coming down is to loop on into the far corner. Now, these things are only done with practice, right? He's played all his life, Ekitike's played, you can only learn those things, the pros and cons of jumping early, jumping late, pinging it at the right time, timing it perfectly and all these things. So, right, he spotted, he said, look at him coming down there, and then as I say, it takes away the power, but as long as you've got the accuracy, you get a head start on your defender.
Brilliant. That was really interesting. Richarlison, you spoke about him coming on the pitch. He made an impact, didn't he? And I just wonder why he wasn't on earlier.
Well, he's just that kind of player that he just and I'm not saying it in a bad way from it, but he upsets everybody. He rubs people up the wrong way. He's a nuisance. He's them up, so everybody's on edge with him around. And he's somebody that can come on and in chaos he can get something.
And you need someone like that, don't you? Especially in these moments, Mo.
Yeah, and Ricey was calling for him at half-time, to be fair. I mean, when they went down to 10 men, it's almost, you need one of those people that can do two people's jobs. And leave him on his own up front. He will occupy defenders because of the attributes that Ricey has just explained. So, yeah, he was a problem for Liverpool in that second half. He was probably the last person they wanted to see coming on.
Absolutely. Well, let's head straight back to the ground and hear from the Liverpool boss, Arne Slot.
I'd agree, not perfect, but in terms of the performance and result, another small step forward?
Yeah, the difficult thing in football, that's not a difficult thing, and that were the worst minutes of our total game. I think if I can calm down a little bit and erase that from our memory, I think there's a lot to like also in our performance. And in the end, I've stood here many times that I liked our performance a lot, and we weren't able to get the 3 points. Now, for a large part, I like the performance, and we have the 3 points, so I have to tell myself that as well.
The last, 10, 15 minutes did feel a bit like the Leeds game. I'm sure it did even more for you, but why in that part of the match against 10 and then even 9 weren't you able to settle it down and control it?
Because we didn't keep the ball when we had the ball. Kicked it away, throw it away, and of course, if it's 9, 10 or 11, it's hard to prevent the goalkeeper from kicking a ball long. And they went for the duels, they got a few free kicks, got a few throw-ins, maybe even corner kicks, I think. So yeah, it became very hectic and chaotic in the end. And the moments then when we had the ball, instead of just keeping it and making it big and play the ball from foot to foot, I think we lost it every single time after 2 seconds. Yeah, but again, the focus is mainly on the last 10 minutes till now in the interview as well.
I guess the one thing you could like about that from Arne Slot's perspective, it's the first time they've registered back-to-back wins since September, but the word chaos was used in that interview, and it really was quite chaotic, especially when Tottenham were down to 9 men. How do you describe and explain that?
Well, I don't know if you can really. There's no excuse for the champions, the current champions, and with quality players. You go down to 10 men, it's easier because someone's going to be out of position and someone's going to be free. When you go down to 9 men, there's whatever's they just lost all their composure, Liverpool, because you're supposed to be able to with ease, keep the ball from 9 men. So again, you could see those are the problems with Liverpool at the moment, in the way that their game management there was totally off, and there's a lot of fragility in Liverpool if they can't keep the ball. Like they're still trying to hold off 9 men. There's still a lot of work to be done there for Slot, yeah.
Which I'm sure he'll be addressing over the weeks. Let's talk about the 9 men. They were down to 9. Romero was sent off in the dying minutes of the game. His first yellow was for dissent.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham have got nothing to argue about, really. I mean, both red cards were justified, in my opinion. Romero, you can see him running aggressively towards the referee. You're not allowed to do that. He was in the referee's ear all day. So I don't think anyone can argue that he deserved a yellow card for that. Dissent, is something they were trying to stamp out the game. And in this situation, I mean, he'd already won the free kick. Why are you kicking out? It's aggressive foul play. He's won the free kick, and then he goes and kicks him into the arm. I mean, it's not a red card in isolation, it's in the arm, but it is an aggressive play, and it absolutely warrants a second yellow.
It's just indiscipline there, I think. You're at that stage of the game, the manager, it's a World Cup winner. This is an experienced player.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, right, we're back in this game, we're getting ourselves back in this game, and then you've got one of your most experienced players, kicking out of players. There's no excuse for that. If he got fined for that, he's got no comeback.
can understand if the free kick went the other way and you was like, oh, Liverpool won the free kick, and you're so frustrated last few minutes and you kick out. You've just won the free kick, right? Get up, let's get into the box. You can score a goal. It should be a happiness feeling, but it should be something that you think positive. But he's still wanting to kick people, even when he gets the decision. It was real for a captain, for a leader, for an experienced player, real ill discipline, and Tottenham can only blame themselves.
Well, I'm sure we'll be revisiting this very shortly, but we do have to move on because we still have two more Premier. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Well, there is the story of the match in the first half between Spurs and Liverpool. Look, they both had shots. They both had a shot or couple on target for Liverpool. But really the main talking point was the fact that Spurs are down to 10 men. Things went from bad to worse for them.
Yeah, but it was their own fault. I mean, it was a ridiculous challenge, really. Do you know what? It almost looked premeditated. There's no chance on earth that he's going for the ball here. He's miles away, Simmons, from the ball. And it's really strange because they're both teammates for the Dutch national team. It's really strange that he would... I mean, in my eyes, he's tried to leave one on him there. I mean, you know where you're planting your leg. That's high. It's quite aggressive. It's nowhere near the ball. And I think he's probably going to, in his mind, maybe taking a yellow card just to leave a bit on Virgil there. And it's dangerous. There's no question about it. That's a red card.
Yeah. And in the 33rd minute, it changes everything, doesn't it? What's your view on this, Righty?
Well, it's the same. I think that what he's trying to do, obviously, his new team, he's trying to impress. He's closing down. He's closing down at pace as well. And he's just got it wrong. It's very clumsy, and he's nowhere near the ball. As soon as I saw it, I said, there's no way they're not going to send him off for that. Look at it, look. No way. Look where the ball is, look where he is. I could see his enthusiasm, and he's trying to get going, trying to get it going for the crowd. And I think they started well, Spurs, and that's the kind of thing that you want to see. You want to see someone going in for it, putting them under pressure, and unfortunately, it's cost his team a bit.
Very similar, by the way, to a situation that happened back in August. This was Gordon on Van Dijk again.
See, I thought this was premeditated because the last time that Liverpool played against Newcastle, Virgil van Dijk almost shouldered him in the face and it got a little bit of attention, and I think that was a little bit of retribution. I mean, that was very angry.
Yeah. And very lucky, Virgil.
Yeah.
Look at that, full pace coming in. If his legs planted, that left one really, he could have really got hurt there.
Yeah, well, John Brooks was the VAR for this one, and he's the on-field ref today. As for Spurs overall, have we seen some positive signs, especially at the beginning? I
think so. Some positive and obviously a bit negative. I think that for some reason, they just, at home, I think kudos in this situation, just got to go at Virgil there, go at him, take him another 10, 15 yards up the pitch. I think that was a bit negative. Same way with Bergvall. I think he's got to just knock that long, stretch the pitch. He's passed it back, and then, Liverpool then able to just like getting themselves in shape. This is a poor header. He's tried to head it down into the left. He should have just headed it where it's come back from. And the same with this, I think this is a poor cross. I think this cross, he's got to put that just inside there with a little less pace on it, so as then someone can attack it. But that's given no one a chance. But I think they've been very unlucky, Spurs, because whereas they've been negative, at the same time, they've got an opportunity to really go at this Liverpool side. Liverpool's stepping back, and they could go at Liverpool.
What have you thought of Liverpool in this first half?
OK, in reasonable control. Obviously, it's all right saying, what happened for the first half an hour. Now it's a different game. It's 11 against 10. Liverpool are going to have all of the ball. They've had most of the possession anyway. They're going to have all of the ball. They're going to have to watch against the counter-attack. They're going to have to double up in wide areas. When you're playing against 10 men, you kill them wide, and they'll tire the longer this goes. Patience is a virtue. They've got game changers on the bench. It's all about what Liverpool do and how they address this game now and how they go and try to
Tottenham and Liverpool served up a dramatic, edge-of-the-seat clash as the Reds snatched a thrilling 2-1 victory in a match packed with chaos and controversy. Isak and Ekitike were electric, combining pace, power, and ruthless finishing to put Liverpool in control, while Spurs fought back with intensity and belief. The game's rhythm never settled, swinging wildly from end to end as both sides traded blows in a pulsating battle under the lights. The drama truly exploded late on, with 2 red cards turning the match into pure madness. Tempers flared, tackles flew in, and the atmosphere inside the stadium reached boiling point as Tottenham pushed desperately for an equalizer. In the midst of the chaos, Arne Slot cut a composed yet fiery figure on the touchline, living every moment as his side held their nerve to see out a huge win. It was a night of high drama, big moments, and a wild finish that won't be forgotten anytime soon.